Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to another video. My name is Art. This is the Warren Show, or sort of, or something like that. Hopefully, you guys had a really good week. I had a very decent week, very okay week. Last Monday was my first follow up for, the shoulder. Good news is he says it's healed. They took some X-rays and said everything's healing. Then he told me the extent of everything. First, it was a torn tendon right here. It was technically ripped off the bone. It was so ripped off, there was like residue still there, and it was like everything was like barbed up. I mean, I have pictures of it, and I was looking at it, like, what is this? Because I'm like, I don't know. They said, that's your tendon. This is what's left of it on your bone. And they had to scrape that out, scraped all this other stuff out. And also the bicep right here was fraying as well. Originally, insurance didn't want to cover that, I think. And then that's probably one of the reasons why the 1 hour and a half to 2 hour lasted 4 hours. Because we started out, I think, maybe 3. I can't remember. I was heavily sedated. But basically one of the things is that I don't have to wear this bad boy. I don't have to wear it all the time. But sometimes I do wear it because it helps manage the pain. I don't have very good drugs to manage the pain because my pharmacist, we don't have it. We don't know when we ordered it. We don't know when it's coming in. And the hilarious part is, like, if you really need it, you have them send it to another pharmacy. And I'm like, okay. Consider the fact that the CVS I go to is right down the street from one hospital and 2 miles from another hospital. So when I say the good drugs, I'm talking about the really good drugs where I shouldn't feel any pain whatsoever. But good old Advil right here, I've been managing it with that. So I guess that's good, right? What it does, it just takes the edge off a little bit. It takes the edge off just a little bit, but other than that, everything's kind of cool, right? This weekend is the Motor City Comic Con. I went there Friday afternoon. I got there probably I left about, let's see. Got there probably about like 1:45 and left about 4. I spent majority of that time just waiting in lines. I mean, it was just like, So I really didn't get a chance to actually walk around it. Not much of a chance. So I might not be able to actually get a good, decent video because I wore my sling, so I wouldn't have pain. And believe me, I was after so long of wearing the sling, I had to stretch my arm, and my arm was just like throbbing. But it's good. It's good. I guess they say the pain lets you know you're still alive. And that's how I look at it. So if you're watching this, that means I am going there on Sunday. So whenever you're watching this, that means either I'm on my way there, getting ready to go there. Depending upon when I release it, either I'm on my way there, or if you're watching it throughout the day, on any day Sunday, I'm probably there or probably returned home. Or if you're on Monday, I already went. And whatever I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to try to get some footage. Try to. I think there's a way for me to do it because I could stick my phone right here, and I could just walk around. It's strange, but that's okay. But that's cool. And then for add, then I can add. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. But anyway, what did I pick up this week? This week was a pretty interesting week. Very, very interesting. I could do that. So let's see what we got here. We got Supergirl #1. Heard some good things about it, so I was like, okay, let's try it. The facsimile reprint of Fantastic Four #5. This is one of the best stories. The first appearance. Is this the first appearance of Doctor Doom? I can't remember. Well, it was the first time Doctor Doom met the Fantastic Four. Now, I read this story many moons ago. And you might be wondering, how did you read this? You'd be too young. Well, back in the 80s, they had these little digest books that was kind of like the size of, like a Blu-ray? Like a Blu-ray? Or a PS4 or PS5 game? You know how small, how that's, how the size of that? Like, oh my gosh. Don't fall. Kind of like this size. Just a little bit smaller than this. And what happened is Marvel Comics and DC reprinted a lot of their stories on books like that. I mean, they're pretty, and it was kind of cool because you could always you could put it in your bag, in a book bag or something like that. Take it with you. This new book, Exquisite Corpses. Heard a lot of big things on it, and the thing is, for $5, this is a big thick book. So I'm kind of interested in reading that. I tried to start reading some of my comics. It's Operative Word. X Factor #10. JoJo Silent Missions Duke. Wolverine #9. Or Legacy 401. Got Transformers #20. Red Coat #11. Geiger #14. Usagi Yojimbo 1000 Plums Part 3 of 5. And last but not least, One World Under Doom #4. Out of 6 issues, and I can't wait till 4, 5, and 6 come out that I could actually read this. I mean, I could read it now, but I kind of want to read the whole story all at once. What else came in through the mail? Not much. Well, kind of stuff. So, what happened is, I'm a fan. How many of you heard of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I'm pretty sure all of you have. A lot of you found out about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles through the cartoon. I found out about them through the comic books before the cartoon. Now, to give you a quick backstory, back in the 80s, there wasn't comic book stores that sold exclusive comic books was few and far between. Very few and far between. And while most regular comics was like 60 cents, they were like $2.25 or $100 or something because of the printing costs. And I said, this is interesting. And I just looked at it and I saw them. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Then all of a sudden the cartoon hit. I saw the cartoon. I said, this is kind of cool. I had a bike. Was I driving at that time? Did they come out in 87 or 88? Because I think in 88 is when I turned 16. Yeah, 88. I was 16 in 88. No, I was 17 in 88. I was 16. Okay, something like that. I had a car. I had access to a car. So I drove to the comic book store that day right after I got off of work, and I snatched up as many Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle books as I can. Only 2 of those survived because that cartoon, that after the cartoon dropped, the comic book would just. Then after a while, they still published them. Now those turtles in the original Mirage version, the Mirage versions, because Kevin Eastman Miller was on the Mirage Studios. That that right before the cartoon, it was gritty, bloody, in your face kind of thing. I mean, they were killing people. The foot soldiers were actual dudes, and they were just chopping them up, chopping them. Because I remember one of my coworkers, I told him, I said, dude, the original comic book is kind of bloody. He goes, no, I don't think so. I'm like, oh, no. So I had the graphic novel, and I let him borrow it, which was in color. He came back to me the next day and said, oh my God, this goes hard. Holy crap, this goes hard. Man, there was blood all over the place. Yeah. Can you see why what happens? They changed the whole profile because that they didn't want it. Even though they made the Archie comics for the kids, they had to tone it down a lot. They had to tone it down a lot because a kid could actually end up picking up the wrong book and be like, whoa. I would have loved it if that would have happened, but that's okay. So what happened is this company called NECA, who makes action figures. They make turtle figures, and a lot of the turtle figures that they make is based off the cartoon, which I like the cartoon. But to me, the cartoon is a lot more sillier. I like the more real grounded cartoon, the real grounded turtles. So they finally decided to re-release the 4 original turtles, Mirage style, not the cartoon style, Mirage style. So they're more realistic kind of ish. And what happened is every time I found them, I could find 3 out of the 4. And it all depends on where, one store had this and this one, and this one had this one, but not this one. And I'm like, I could bounce to every store to try to get them, but what happens by the time I bounce one, I miss the other. So I'd rather get them all in one set. So then one of my favorite stores, online stores, had all of them in stock. All of them in stock. So naturally, I ordered them. And they finally came in. So here we go. Here's Raphael. Donatello. I should do an unboxing video when I open these. I should. Let me know. Let me know if you like that. Or I might just do it anyway. Who knows? Michelangelo. He comes with the Mouser, which is cool. And Leonardo. Now the hilarious thing is that one of the turtle cartoons, the turtles meet, was it the 2003 turtle? They met the 2003 turtles. And the 2003 met the 1987 turtles, and the actual Mirage turtles, and the differences of that were just so different, like night and day. It was just like, why are they so grim? But see, this is what they look like. If you notice, no different color headbands because they did that for the cartoon. Anything else? Well, yeah. At the con, I picked up this figure because I wanted one to open. Now the funny thing is that this is kind of neat because of what it looks like. Crystar, the Crystal Warrior. See how almost translucent it is? Now, what happens originally in the 80s, there was a Crystar and the Crystal Warriors toys, which in the 80s, every toy line had its own cartoon to help support it or to help sell the toys. I remember seeing them and I'm like, ugh. The TV show was kind of bad. Not that bad, but you know, it is what it is. And it's not what it's not. But other than that, that's pretty much it for this week. Hopefully you like this video. And hopefully I could get some footage of the con. And yeah, this con is kind of slightly more different. Every time it's getting slightly more different than most. So other than that, you know, I'm going to try to see what I can do and show you what I can show you tomorrow. Try to. And if I do it, that's going to be its own separate video. And other than that, thanks very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and take care of yourselves. And you know what I'm going to do? Let's watch Fantastic Four, because the new Fantastic Four movie is coming out very soon with Pedro Pascal and some other people who I don't even remember. Let's watch the original, not the Robert Corbin one. I wish I can get that on DVD. I got it on VHS. If I can get that on DVD or you know, Blu-ray, that would be awesome. But the one that from 2005 with Ian Gifford and Jessica Alba. So that's my good watching for this night. All right. Talk to you guys later.